Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a few lines of poetry that are so much more than just words. They're basically a survival guide for the soul, written by the one and only John Keats. It kicks off with a super famous line, but trust me, the real power is in what comes next. So let's just get right to the heart of it. In a world that can feel pretty chaotic and, temporary, what's the actual point of beauty? Is it just a nice little distraction, or does it have some real lasting power? Well, Keats had a very, very strong opinion on this. Keats starts off with this claim that is just so simple, but at the same time completely revolutionary. He's saying that when we experience something truly beautiful, it doesn't just vanish. Nope, it becomes a permanent part of who we are. And here's where it gets really interesting. Keats argues that beauty isn't static. It doesn't just sit there. Its value actually increases over time. Think about that for a second. The memory of an amazing sunset, or maybe your favorite song, it doesn't really fade, does it? It deepens. It becomes this well of joy you can go back to over and over again. It's kind of like making an investment in your own happiness. He uses this incredible image of a bower, which is like a quiet, leafy shelter. What he's really saying is that beauty creates a sanctuary inside our own minds. It's like a mental escape hatch, right? A place we can go to find some peace and quiet, even when the world outside is just loud and completely stressful. But here's the thing. Keats was not naive. He totally understood that life is often really, really painful. And honestly, that's what makes his whole idea about beauty so powerful. He's not just ignoring the darkness, he's offering us a way to get through it. And he does not shy away from the harsh realities at all. He talks about the sadness that can just weigh us down, the disappointment of those gloomy days, and that feeling of being lost on darkened ways. He is 100% acknowledging the very real struggles that we all face. And this right here brings us to the absolute core of the poem. He says, yes, in spite of all that hardship, some form of beauty has the power to lift the pall. And that's such a heavy word. It's the cloth you'd cover a coffin with. It lifts that heavy cloth from our spirits. It doesn't magically make the problems go away, but it gives us the strength to face them. It is the antidote to despair. Okay, so if beauty is the antidote, where do we find it? Well, for Keats, the most obvious and endless source is literally all around us, in nature. He starts big, cosmically big, the sun and the moon. These are these constant, universal sources of wonder that connect us to something much bigger than ourselves. They're a reminder that our problems, as big as they feel, are not the whole story. And then, from the cosmic, he brings us right back down to earth. He points to the simple but profound beauty of trees. They offer a shady boon, a blessing of shelter and comfort for all living things. It's a great reminder that beauty can be found in the absolute simplest of things. Then, he zooms in on the daffodils. And it's not just the flowers themselves, but their context, that green world they live in. It's this total celebration of life, of resilience, of the pure, vibrant energy of the natural world. Even the smallest details of nature, like these clear rills or little streams, they have a part to play. They offer a cooling covert from the hot season. It's just a perfect metaphor for how nature can give us relief and comfort when times get tough. But Keats doesn't just stop with nature. Not by a long shot. He also finds beauty in a more unexpected place, in the legacy of human greatness, in the stories we tell about our heroes. He talks about the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. It's kind of a strange phrase, isn't it? What does that even mean? Why would we find beauty in the tragic stories of heroes from the past? Well, it's because their stories are about so much more than just death. They're about courage and sacrifice and the incredible, enduring power of the human spirit. Imagining their struggles and their triumphs, it gives us a sort of blueprint for our own. Their legacy becomes this amazing source of inspiration, a kind of beauty that reminds us of our own potential for greatness. And hey, this isn't just about some ancient historical figures. Keats says all lovely tales that we have heard or read. We're talking myths, legends, epic movies, even those powerful stories from our own families. They all have the power to inspire us, to connect us to something bigger, and to make our own lives feel more meaningful.
So you've got nature, you've got these incredible human stories. How does Keats possibly tie all these different kinds of beauty together? He uses one final, incredibly powerful image that just perfectly sums up his entire philosophy.
He calls beauty an endless fountain of immortal drink. Now think about that for a second. It's not just something we look at. It's something we consume, something that actually nourishes our souls. And the best part? The supply is infinite. So where does this amazing fountain of beauty come from? According to Keats, it's pouring unto us from the heaven's brink. It's a gift. It's this divine and constant source of strength and inspiration that's always available to us, if we just choose to see it.
So what's the ultimate takeaway here? What Keats is telling us is that in a world that is full of challenges, beauty is not some fluffy luxury. It's a necessity. It's what connects us to the earth, it's what gives us a reason to keep going, and it's what makes life not just bearable, but actually beautiful. Actively looking for it is an act of defiance against despair.
And so, that leaves us with this question. In your own life, with all its ups and downs, what is your thing of beauty? What's that one song, that one memory, that person or that place that helps lift the darkness and reminds you that, yeah, joy is always possible?